Good morning, Trucker Universe. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Y'all come on in. Come on in. I want to go over today some of the things that's happening at these new way stations. Most way stations are closing and reopening. It's because they upgrading their technology. They are upgrading their technology. Most way stations now can check things that they couldn't check just 1 year ago. Definitely not 20 years ago. So you really have to be up on your P's and Q's going into these way stations. Some of the way stations have put in devices now that can check your air pressure as you ride by. They've been had brakes are working as you come through the station because they make you slow down. That's the reason they make you slow down from 65 or 70 because they want you to apply your brakes and make sure all your brakes is working. With the infrared technology, they see if all of the wheels are illuminating, and if they're not, then they know that your brakes ain't working. One of the another ones they doing is the pre-pass. A lot of people run the scales. They know when you run the scales, then you ain't got pre-pass. Got any officers there to come get you at the time, but they know. But the newest one is checking your tire pressure. Going through the scale house now, they can check the air pressure on your vehicle. They can see if you are running low pressure. Acceptable is 60 or 80 rather. 80 psi's won't get you pulled. Anything under that, they consider it under. I think it's 80, might be 65. It's considered a flat, and they can do that as you ride by. That's just the way the technology is going now. So even more so than ever, not to say that you don't want to always have your self together when you're going across these scales, but even more so now than ever before, you want to make sure that when you're going across these scales, that your tire pressure is up to par, your brakes are up to par, because they got all of this information and technology, man. Every scale that you see, and thanks for joining, by the way. How you doing, bro? Close them down and they open them back up. It's because they done added technology, so they now can check your air pressure, they can check your brakes, and they can do all that as you ride by. You know, you don't have to stop for them to check all of your pressure and your brakes and all this. So you got to be up on your game. Uh, I'm from the United States, bro. How you doing, man, gamer? I'm from the United States. I'm a trucker in the United States, bro. If you could, man, subscribe to the channel. But every scale that you go by now can check your pressure, can check your brakes as you driving by. They no longer have to pull you into the scale. That's the reason for them to pull you to the back, because what they're trying to do now is pull less trucks who got the basics, meaning your tire pressure is up to par. They know your brakes is working. That's why they have speed limits on the scale other than for safety. They want to make sure you don't apply your brakes, and they can read it with the infrared. They can check. Yeah, I'm from America, bro. United States. I'm in Florida, United States now. They can check your pressure as you ride by. They can check your brakes as you ride by to make sure your brakes is working properly. So we got to be up on our game out here in this trucking industry. They're getting money from you, man, when your truck ain't safe. They're taking money from you. They ain't taking it from you, giving it to them. We don't want to give them money. It's already hard enough to make money. So the last thing we want to do is give any of it away. We don't want to give away no money. Also, man, with all of the stuff that's going on, man, with all these protests, be careful where you're going. Them loads going to California now, especially Los Angeles, paying $5 and $6 a mile because of all of the uprest they having out there. You from India, bro? That's good, man. How's the weather over there in India? Those loads are paying $5 and $6 a mile right now to go to California. The reason they paying so much because it's dangerous. I could possibly get pulled out of my truck and get something happen to me. I don't want that. I don't want that for you. So be careful when you're taking these loads to these cities. I think in California, and this is not a political channel, this is a channel about trucking. But if you're taking loads going to Los Angeles right now, you got to know where you're going. Not just Los Angeles, a lot of places where they're having this uproar. And I think they had like 500 Marines to Los Angeles today because of all the rioting and all of that. And the main thing they're trying to do is disrupt commerce. Well, the number one commerce is trucking. If they can stop trucks from getting in and out of those places, they can disrupt a lot. We don't want to let that happen. But even more so than that, what we don't want to happen is you going in there and getting hurt because you're just trying to do a job. You're just trying to do a job, man. So be careful where you're taking these in loads, man. If they paying so good, that's because they know it's a problem. Um, and we're out here working. Personally, be protected wherever you go. Be protected wherever you go. All right? Be careful wherever you go because you are a target when you got a truckload of merchandise on the back of your truck, whether you think you are or not. You are a target. So you have to be careful where you're going when you're a target. Once again, thanks for joining the channel. My name is Bert K, the traveling trucker, man. On this channel, I'm going to talk about trucking, traveling, and triumph. And if you could, please subscribe to the channel. Give me a like if you don't mind. Thank you for liking. It just helped me out. I'm going to build this channel up to talk about trucking and what we go through in trucking, right? The main thing right now that I started this about is the scale house, man. The technology at these scale houses has gotten so much better. You got to be up to par when you go to these scale houses, or you can possibly not leave. They put you out of service. Make sure your brakes, because the technology now when you go by there is way better. They can check brakes, they can check air pressure, they can check, of course, all of the stuff like your lights and all that. But as you run past that scale, they can check to see how much pressure you got in your tire. They can see with infrareds, they can see if your brakes are working. Just riding by the scale, right? So we want to be careful in this trucking industry, man. It's already tough enough. You're not trying to give away no money to these scale houses. And the other part of this video is the dangers of going around in some of these areas right now that's, man, they ain't good for truckers right now. They got all this uprest. And you might not even be able to deliver your load. Because a lot of they shutting down whole blocks and whole areas, man. So be careful when you take these loads, where you're going at. Because I don't want nobody to go out here and not go back to their family, man. It's tough enough. Ask me some questions, man. What do y'all want to know about this trucking industry? I got a few years in this thing. Actually, it's like 41 years. So I got a little bit of information. The main thing I'm gonna do is build this channel up, man, to give away free information about the ups, downs, ins and outs of the trucking industry. How to get in, where to get out, when to get out. I probably should have got out 10 years ago, but I'm here. So so I might as well make the most of it since I'm still here, you know. Um, One of the other things I like to do is travel, man. So when you come in, if you don't mind, tell me where you're from, man. See if I've been to your country or your state, because I do like to travel. Majority of I travel in the northern hemisphere. Uh, I have went to the southern hemisphere a couple of times. Uh, but I just love to travel, man, and this trucking is what pays for it. This particular truck right here I've had since 2015. I call it Blue Angel. See that blue right there? So I call it Blue Angel because it was a blessing to get into this thing. But with this truck, I try to keep the maintenance up on it because I don't want to get pulled into those scales, man. And those DOT officers, when you get pulled in there, the best thing you can do is be courteous. Best thing you can do is be courteous to them because you're in a no-win situation. So there's no need of making it worse by you being an asshole to them because it ain't gonna make it better. It ain't gonna make it better. So when you pull in there, man, just be courteous. If they got to inspect your truck, be courteous. Uh, You'll be surprised how far respect will take you when you're dealing with a DOT officer. Ain't no need of disrespecting him because he ain't got to disrespect you to make your day miserable. He can just be doing his job too good and he can make your day miserable. So there's no need to get disrespectful to him and put yourself in a worse position than you need to be in. Uh, yeah, you don't want to do that. Nah, you don't want to do that at all. So this is Traveling Trucker Channel, man. I just wanted to go live today because I was reading something about the new technology and I saw it firsthand. I actually had a situation. I got pulled into a scale on 16 outside of Savannah, Georgia. And he came out and he said, you got a low pressure warning, because he didn't check my tires. He said, yeah, you got a low pressure warning. So when I went across the scale, it's one of the new scales where they done redid them. He was able to tell that I had a low pressure. But because I was respectful, he let me go. He said I had 64 pounds of pressure in there, which really he was supposed to write me up. He didn't. He didn't write me up, but he told me what it was. And I got to the next truck stop and I checked. He wasn't lying. There was like 64 pounds of pressure in there in one of my tires on the right rim of my trailer. So he wasn't. He knew what he was talking about. That was my first time realizing that they could check the air pressure on your trucks as you passing by. So that's just one of the things they're doing, people. So let's be careful. Let's be diligent in checking our trucks out, man. And most importantly, when they pull you in, be respectful. Just it don't cost nothing to be respectful. Because like I said a few minutes ago, they don't have to be disrespectful to make your day very bad. They just have to be doing a good job. Too good of a job. Because even a new truck, they can find something on it if they want to. I'm sure they can, if they really been a butthole about it. So when those incidents happen, man, and you get pulled in by the police officers, remember, be respectful, and your outcome usually will be a lot better. My name is Bert K, man. This is the Traveling Trucker. I'm finna get up out of here. If you could like this video for me, hey man, if you can subscribe. I'm gonna give out information about the trucking industry, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. I'm gonna talk about some traveling because I love to travel, and we're gonna just get to know each other, man. If you got any questions, by all means, inbox me or put a comment in the chat. I'll answer questions. I respond to questions, and I'm gonna try to do that for as long as my channel, no matter how big my channel get, and it's gonna get big. Yeah, it's gonna get big. So, hey, y'all have a great day. This is Bert K. I'm out. Until the next time, we'll be live.